and pay homage over the Memorial Day weekend to the ones who have come before us. Tony, St. Louis Post-Dispatch columnist every Tuesday and Thursday here with us. What's this Osage Nation story you're talking about today?
Well, as you know, Governor Greitens is the first governor in Missouri history who has not revealed his inaugural donors. Every time a new governor is put into office, they usually set up a committee to pay for the inaugural to get private funds. And the last time there was a big controversy over it, it was Governor Bob Holden, a Democrat, and he spent a lot of money on the inaugural and didn't want to release who funded it and how much, and Republicans went crazy over it, and as they rightly should have, and indeed Governor Holden ultimately did reveal his inaugural donors. Governor Greitens hasn't, and not only that, after the inauguration set up a second not-for-profit committee to hide donations from private individuals and companies to keep from the public who is trying to influence them. Well, I tracked one of those inaugural donors. It was Osage Nation. And luckily, Osage Nation, the Native American tribe in Oklahoma, has good open records laws. And I found out that the Chief Jeffrey Standing Bear from Osage Nation gave $52,700 in two different donations to Governor Greitens. And Chief Standing Bear is wide open about why he did it. He wants a casino in Missouri. And there is a federal law that allows a Native American tribe from another state to set up a casino in Missouri if indeed Missouri is territorial land, original territorial land of that Native American tribe. And in the case of Osage Nation, it is. And Osage Nation is very seriously considering putting a casino in Cuba, Missouri, off of Interstate 44. And, of course, Governor Greitens' staff won't respond to requests for comment, still won't talk about the $50,000 donation. And it is just yet another explanation as to why transparency in funding is so important, which Governor Greitens said it was during the campaign and then flipped his position. Because we have a Native American tribe from Oklahoma trying to influence the governor to put a casino in the state using a $50,000 donation to do so. The chief is wide open. He says, hey, I wanted to pay respect to the governor. I wanted to set up a good relationship with the governor. That's what that $50,000 was for. And indeed, he has talked to the governor about this casino. And in the 1988 Federal Indian Gaming Regulatory Act, it gives the governor of the state wide-ranging powers in having to approve that casino should it get that far. So that's what my Sunday column was about, and that's what's going on. Continued dark money in the governor's mansion here in the state of Missouri.
Okay, did the Indian Nation give it to Greitens for the inaugural party, or was it for his campaign?
Well, they gave it to him stated for the inaugural. They called it a political donation in their public records, but it was given to the inaugural committee, the Committee for a New Missouri. It's important to note that after the inaugural committee, we don't know what the inaugural cost. We don't know what the governor raised for that inaugural. Looking at the Secretary of State's records, it is quite feasible that Committee for a New Missouri transferred its money or will transfer its money to the second nonprofit committee that the governor set up called A New Missouri. There is basically the Secretary of State document says that that money, which allegedly is for the inaugural, could be transferred to another similar committee. Well, there's another similar committee by the same name that was established after the inaugural. So we don't really know if that $50,000 went to the inaugural or went to the recent attack ads on Senator Rob Schaaf or on Senator Doug Leibla. Because there is no transparency. We have no idea how much money the governor raised for the inaugural. We have no idea how much the inaugural cost.
It's a pretty strange law that Indians from another state could open up a casino in this state. What has to happen? Does it have to pass the House, the Senate? Is this just a governor's sort of executive order, more or less?
it has to, first of all, it has to get approval by the various gaming authorities in Osage Nation. It needs approval from the Department of Interior, and it needs approval from the governor. It does not need congressional approval. It does not need legislative approval.
That's interesting because didn't Missouri cap the amount of licenses we were giving this state for casinos?
They did, but this is Native American casinos are exempted from that cap. And while there are no Native American reservations in the state, this subsection of the 1988 law would allow a Native American casino from another reservation if Missouri is considered part of their original territorial lands. And Osage Nation argues that is the case here. There have been a couple other attempts to use this law. The last I found is that in 1992-93, when Governor Mel Carnahan was the governor, a separate Native American tribe tried to build a bingo parlor in Springfield, Missouri, and ironically, it was stopped by Osage Nation because Osage Nation says they can't come into Missouri. This is our territorial nation, and Governor Carnahan probably wisely just said, I'm not going to get into this. I'm not going to approve anything. The lawyer, by the way, for Osage Nation at the time was Jeffrey Standing Bear, who is now the chief.
Does Osage Nation have any other casinos around the country?
In Oklahoma, they do.
Yeah, interesting. And when you publish this on Sunday, you've tried to get comment from the governor, but they're not talking.
Yeah, they don't believe that it's appropriate that they talk to me for some reason. So that's fine. I've got plenty of other people to talk to, and I'll continue to track their money and report on it as I find it.
Tony Messenger, never a dull moment around here. Tuesdays and Thursdays with us every day at stltoday.com. Tony, have a good week. Thanks.
Good to talk to you.
All right, there you go. Tony Messenger, never a dull moment when he comes to town.
When you see him coming, you better